Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a MidRank Madness game sent to Snipermonkey. Email address in the description. Please send him MidRank Madness submissions. Sometimes he doesn't get any, and he gets kind of sad about it. He loves screening replays, and I like casting replays. So again, if you are gold, diamond, or platinum, and you have a replay worth casting, send it to Snipermonkey. He will watch it guaranteed, and then let me know which ones are the best, and I'll cast them. Top left-hand corner here on Deathaura, or Deathaura, it is the red Zerg player VaLmaLisK, and in the bottom right, it is the blue Terran player Pill. And I was like, Pill, I know that name Pill from somewhere. I just cast somebody in the cheese compilation yesterday named Pill. But it's P-I lowercase l in the cheese compilation, and that was a Zerg player. And this is P-I capital L, and he's a Terran player. So it's just a weird coincidence, I guess. Anyway, what I like about MidRank Madness is, number one, the players generally know what they're doing. They have a build order of some kind. They can open with a general concept of what they're trying to do, and then it gets crazy after that. Then we start seeing people kind of make mistakes. We can discuss what those mistakes are, see very funny things occurring. Like, I don't know, Mass Liberator trying to be viable here, which honestly, it kind of could be if the Zerg player didn't understand about Spore Crawlers. Anywho, oh yeah, quick announcement too. I have put together a StarCraft 2 open tournament for Falcon Paladin subscribers. If you've been a subscriber of mine since before August 20th, or a Twitch follower of mine since before August 20th, you can click the link in the description, the challenge link, and join the tournament. There's a $200 prize pool. I'll be casting a bunch of the games out on twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin. It is a week from Sunday for StarCraft 2. I recently hit a goal on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin that allowed me to do this. I actually set that goal, these many years ago, and I don't know if I ever expected myself to hit that. So thank you so much, everybody who subscribed on patreon.com for even as little as $1 a month. I really appreciate the support. It means a bunch to me. And yeah, sign up for the tournament if you want, if you're into that sort of thing. So anyway, these lings are moving out, and that Reaper is not home. And this is an in trouble command center. So here comes VaLmaLisK. He's just going to kill your SC. Wait, don't go this way. Kill the... I mean... Alright. I guess if the door's open, if there's an open invitation, sure. This Reaper's over here does actually kill a drone trying to get a third base down while this is happening. I don't know that fighting... Like, here's the thing. You're going to get a bunch of SCVs, but SCVs are good fighters, yo. They'll kill your Zerglings, too. Oh, and additional lings came in, and they're delaying the natural base. This is, I mean, in the hands of an elite Zerg player in like a ZVT at DreamHack or something, this is kind of a GG. A little bit, right? It's a pool first play where the lings are just delaying and destroying the natural base. Early SCVs are dying. Our Reaper had to come all the way home to clean this up, and does, mind you. By the way, the Reaper's name is Fox McCloud. Fox was an ace fighter pilot, the savior of the galaxy, and a professional wave dasher. However, for failing to do a barrel roll, he was court-martialed and sent to the Reaper program. I'm sorry, Fox McCloud. That's a bad outcome for you, friendo. Anyway, so we're good. Things are fine here. Looks like, again, denying the third base was kind of massive for Pill there, for Fox McCloud. And the natural base didn't die for Pill. So, I mean, I don't know. How many SCVs died? 9 SCVs died! Whoa, it's 30 to 16 workers. VaLmaLisK, with that opening, put himself into a wonderful position economically. He is going for a lair, which will put him up ahead technologically, although that is a second factory almost done. Is he race car meching? So Pill's like, you know what I'm going to do after that? I'm going to go Cyclones and Hellions. I'm going to try to kill this here Zerg player, which, alright, man. That's what we're here for in the land of MidRank Madness. Yeah, we're going to Raptor some Hellions. We're going to make Cyclones. We're going to move out and kill stuff. And the Cyclones are going to murder the bigger things, like Queens and Hatcheries and maybe Spine Crawlers with their extra range and bonus versus Armored. And the Hellions will protect against things like Zerglings that try to wrap around and kill said Cyclones. If you go only Hellions, bad things will happen against Roaches and stuff. If you go only Cyclones, Zerglings can surround and murder most of you. if not all, of your Cyclone group. They synergize very well. It's the second time this week I've used the word synergize. The other one is in the Falcon Paladin Hour, which is, again, a weekly podcast with myself and Somicron. We're actually putting that out live now. It's a live podcast. We're recording out on twitch.tv/Somicron, SOMICRON. So if you want to ever see the Falcon Paladin Hour in progress and while it's being created, check it out. We do it at 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. I don't know, swing by. I want to see Falcon doing the podcast thing live. Anywho, Infestation Pit coming up here from VaLmaLisK. Finally getting a Baneling Nest at 5.5 minutes, which it seems late, but his third base was late, and I think his whole build just kind of got just absolutely crushed. Ooh, Changeling gets to stay alive. Never mind. Target fired by Pill there. So, yeah, we're doing Cyclones. We're making Hellions. He is actually making Marines, too, so this is kind of a hodgepodge setup here. Usually don't bring Marines along with this, but you know what? Marine DPS is good. If you can kind of protect them from the Banelings with maybe the Hellions or the Cyclones. I mean, in fairness, Banelings are pretty good against all of this stuff. But the Baneling Nest is not done yet because it does take some time to complete. So just Safety Spores coming up here from VaLmaLisK. I mean, there's not a starport yet, but he doesn't know that. So blind Safety Spores. I'm never going to say no to that whatsoever. And he is getting a Spire. Okay, that's not a Spire. He is getting a Spire. Where is it? Oh, it's down here. It's hidden in this little corner. This little nook. Alright, so here's a thought. If you're a Terran player, you really can't wait. If you're moving out, you gotta go. If you just kind of halt and dawdle in the middle of the map, then your enemy is going to recognize what's happening, or they're going to have enough time to make an army, and they'll kill you. So the problem is, this third base has, basically nothing to save it. I mean, if this thing doesn't go down, I'm gonna be surprised. Although, I don't know. Nah, more reinforcements coming in. These Banelings aren't enough to kill everything here. So the third base is done. There it is. Finito. And the Queen should be dead too. She's chasing. Wow, all right. Queen alive with all of 13 HP. But the third base is dead. Mission accomplished here from Pill. He's on 2 bases. The Zerg player's on 2 bases, trying to replant his third base just outside of his main this time. And it is 47 to 37 workers. So Pill is down economically, but not as much as you would expect considering how much damage he took in the early stages of the game. I mean, VaLmaLisK can't really have a ton of workers at this point because he's on 2 bases. So if you were to make more drones, he'd be just oversaturated. But I guess he is double expanding, so making more drones now, oversaturating for a minute, and then tossing them over so you can instantly saturate the third and the fourth bases would not be a bad idea here. I really don't think it would. Third CC coming up at 8 minutes for Pill. In fairness, he had Zerglings inside his face in the early stages of this match, and that is a bad experience. Nobody wants to go through that. So additional factories coming in here too. I mean, if there was any question if he was committing to Mech, that kind of cemented it. He is getting an engineering bay, though. Like, is he trying to go for Mech and Bio at the same time? I kind of respect the hustle a little bit. That's not something you can really do at the pro levels, but this isn't the pro levels. Weird strategies can work down here in MidRank Madness that would not otherwise work if you're playing against Serral, for example, or, you know, playing against Maru. Or, heck, Bomber's back in town, Beyond qualified for GSL 2. It's time to rise. Tasia's in the mix. It is time to rise, old school players. Alright, so third base, fourth base. Yeah, look at that. Pretty much instantly saturated. It's not like he took a ton of drones from his main or his natural base either. 1-1 coming in from VaLmaLisK. The upgrades feel pretty late. Blue Flame coming in here too from Pill, which again feels pretty late, but that is the nature of the mid-rank madness, is that sometimes upgrades are late, sometimes expansion timings are late, sometimes drone counts are low. But 55 here at 9 minutes is fairly reasonable. 4 bases, considering he kind of lost his third base twice. Unloading directly in range of a spine is not recommended behavior. Wow, that drop just got pretty well crushed. I mean, I guess, did he pick up? Oh, he picked up the ones that were getting hit. I thought they were dying. Nope, he just picked them up. Smart. There are no upgrades right now for anything that Pill has, so these are unupgraded Marines. They just got crushed by that army, but the drop in the main is problematic. Get out of there, drones. Hope that the Hellions don't chase you, and they kind of do, but then the Banelings meet them at the ramp, chase them on back, and a pickup. So Pill's pretty decent about picking up units that are going to die, to some extent, anyway. I mean, he wasn't great with this. With this over here, as that medevac goes down, too. But that medevac seems to be dead. Yep, and this one that actually has Hellions in it will barely make it out of here alive with red health. So third base landed. See, small things. Pill needed to be landing that third base while the attack was happening. But instead he's landing it now, and it's just late. Army supply for VaLmaLisK is 86 army supply. He's going Banelings, he's going Roaches. Whoa, he's actually making 10 Swarm Hosts and 8 Corruptors. That is an interesting play. Swarm Hosts, Corruptors, Roaches, and Banelings. I mean, I guess the Corruptors are there to kill the medevacs, and the Roaches can handle the Hellions. And the Swarm Hosts are just there, I guess, to provide general ground support against everything. If you launch them on these tanks, you can wipe them out pretty quickly, and then suddenly coming up this ramp becomes a lot easier if you're a Zerg player. Alright, so fourth base here from VaLmaLisK, finally kind of saturating it here. Thor's in production. Thor's the bane of many a low-level player's existence. Just because they're real tanky, and dealing with them effectively, if there's a lot of Thors, requires spellcasters, which players at this level usually aren't great at. For example, no spellcasters today from anyone. So, the Corruptors fly in, absorb a bunch of shots, and then here we go! Oh, the Swarm Hosts run from the Swarm Host. Swarm Host. Locust, take down this base. That's your goal today. They're kind of distracted. They're distracted in their efforts. And as a result, the base stays alive. If you kind of split your attention between two targets as Swarm Hosts, you're not going to accomplish as much as you otherwise could. Oh, then a Thor just wanders in and starts ka-cha, ka-cha, ka-cha. The Roaches all die. The Zergling's actually coming around for more. And you know what? The Thor's target fire, or was target firing the Swarm Host there for a minute, and then the Caustic Spray comes in. You thought VaLmaLisK was gone. He back. Those Roaches bought some time. Now the Swarm Hosts are off cooldown. You got to attack stationary targets like maybe these factories. But, I mean, the Lings can maybe handle that. But, oh, that Thor would be a beautiful target too. Yeah, just launch and get out. That's the other trick here with Swarm Hosts. Is launch and go away. Alright, so the Swarm Hosts kind of took a roundabout way to do this, but they got a tank and they got a Thor. Ahem. And they got a Thor. Oh my gosh, they didn't get the Thor. It's at 19 HP. Lings here at the third base just crushing, destroying all these poor SCVs. Man, these landed Vikings are not doing too poorly versus these Lings, I gotta say. They're +2 attack and +1 armor, but that's not everything in the world. Dude, this Thor and these Cyclones need to save this base. Starting about now, guys. All right, here we go. The Cyclones doing bonus versus armored, and oh, he should have. Yeah, that's a problem. Running away when your units are going to die anyway is not recommended. It's hard to know if they're going to die anyway, but man, they should have just done as much damage as they could to the orbital instead of flying away and then nothing occurs. Although this time, did as much damage as it could to the orbital, didn't kill it. And oh, it's not being repaired by Pill either. In all fairness. Blah. So anyway. This has been good. When it comes down to it, though, MidRank Madness is just about fun and education. And I think we've had a little bit of both today. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this. At the same time, I do apologize for not having a MidRank Madness 2 weeks ago. I do a MidRank Madness every 2 weeks, and I wrote on my calendar that I used to track this stuff that I had a 2v2 game scheduled to go 2 weeks ago. And usually my calendar is just super accurate, but this time I don't know what it was. All right, man. Wow, Lings, Banes, Corruptors flying on in. Don't want to explode on the tanks with the Banelings necessarily, but the Swarm Hosts are getting crushed. Oh, another round pops in, though. No, 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 no. He F2'd them out of there. No! Oh, my gosh. They could have got that Thor if they target fired, but I think they got F2 moved out, retreated. Oh, Banelings finishing off that Thor, though. Blue Flame Hellions trying to save this Thor, and they do. With all of 4 HP, these Thors today have been some lucky boys. The Corruptors are like, I mean, what do we do other than Caustic Spray down bases and try to kill Medivacs, of which I don't think there are any right now. No, there are not. Alright, can we Caustic... No, I mean, there's Thors in range here. And go to single target mode, Thors. Choose single target mode. You can kill the Corruptors more effectively, although... Oh, that one's right. The one with 10 kills is doing it correctly, and this base gets saved. Top side from VaLmaLisK coming up. This is a really long-range attempt at Swarm Hosts, and they were told to come here and stop, and so they did, and they're not going to accomplish anything. Look at this. Nothing. Swarm Host that did nothing. What a terrible, sad sight for Zerg players everywhere, and everybody else is like, yes. That's what you get for being locusts. Alright, man. Pill expanding quite nicely through all the chaos here, to be honest. He's holding on to his 3rd base. He's got a 4th base. He's got a 5th base down here. I guess this is more the 4th and this is the 5th, but whatever. He's calling down a million mules. And this is Mech. Can we see how a lobby player deals with Mech? Because usually, Mech is the end of the road for Zerg players once it gets to a certain threshold, right? Once it gets really scary... There are a lot of Thors. There's a lot of tanks. It's hard to deal with. But Swarm Hosts are kind of the secret weapon here. If you can get them surrounding a group like this and bring some Banelings on in with Ling support, you can do all right for yourself. I really don't... I'm not going to tell you it's not going to go well. He's going to launch them. He's got to launch them. All right, so the Banelings just go. They kind of crushed everything but the... Jeez, even a couple of the Thors went down. And then you go... Whoop, and suddenly all of the Thors are dead. The tanks are dead. The Hellions are dead. Yeah, these are angry Swarm Hosts. The Locusts don't actually have any attack upgrades, which is strange. Oh, that planetary. Good planetary, though. So the army supply is 83 to 47, which seems poor. Greater Spire coming in from VaLmaLisK. I mean, if you can turn these Corruptors into Broodlords, I think you're going to have a better time. Why are you mashing your face into this? Oh, he burrowed. Man, I really should get burrow for my Swarm Host sometimes. The Banelings are just, there you go, providing the extra oomph to take down that planetary. VaLmaLisK gets it. And then that guy's dead. All right, so Thor down, Hellions down. Hellions running for their lives, trying to kill stuff where there aren't locusts. Dude, that Thor is going to survive surely on the merits of that he can run fast. Never mind, he stopped. Okay. All right. Army supply 108 to 29. I mean, this is VaLmaLisK. A lot of that supply is in Swarm Hosts, right, which is dead supply at the moment. During cooldown, it's nothing, but so many Zerglings. Do you have Blue Flame Hellbats? Yes. But these are 2/2 Lings with adrenal glands. And in numbers, they can take down your Hellbats. Even if they have Blue Flame and they're extremely scary. Even if they have +2 attack themselves, the Lings will just overwhelm you at some level. Are we... Okay, so making sure this base isn't getting replanted and killing a ton of SCVs that are trying to long-distance mine here. Very patient. Here is VaLmaLisK. He doesn't know this base has been replanted, and he feels like he's got the Terran player stuck on 3 bases. Maybe he assumes the base is over there. But more Banelings. More Banelings ahoy. Oh, that wall is so good. Without that wall, I think Pill just dies right here. The Banelings are just like, let's go. But the Swarm Hosts are setting up for a bit of a killing blow here. It feels like this one's a little bit out of order. I don't know that... Okay, I was going to say, I'm not sure that Pill knows about Scan. He knows about Scan. All right, man. Thors are such... Wait, we're ignoring the... Okay, now we're paying way too much attention to the Thor. Caustic Spray time on the planetary. If Pill ends up losing his 4th base, I think that might just be GG. The tanks are useless against the caustic spray. You can't out-repair this much caustic spray. No! Planetary goes down. Resources lost. 25,000, 26,000. The Terran has lost about 1,000 more resources than the Zerg, and that is not where you want to be if you're a Terran player in a TVZ. I like this tank. He's just been hanging. He got 27 kills. He's been hanging out. Good game. Well played, says Pill. Broodlord's on the way, but we will not see them. And VaLmaLisK is your winner in 20 minutes and 10 seconds. So something of an unorthodox play there, right? An unorthodox attempt to handle Mech. It was Banelings. It was Locusts. Banelings, Locusts, Corruptors, Zerglings is generally it, you know? So Banelings are good. Like, Banelings are good units. If it's mass Thor, maybe not, but he was able to keep the Thor count low by constantly launching Locusts at them. And that worked out. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of trying to go Swarm Host against Mech if you are a professional Zerg player. But, you know, there are certain things at the lower levels that are better at the lower levels. Again, Swarm Hosts, really good against Mech. Really good against everything, honestly. If you can Swarm Host your opponent to death at the lower levels, it just makes a lot of sense, is what it does. Whereas maybe not as viable in certain situations in the pros. Anyway, yeah. I mean, 1,000 more resources lost that a Zerg player is bad. 39 SCVs died to 5 drones. That's pretty good protecting his drones there for VaLmaLisK. 23 Swarm Hosts died. Holy cannoli. He only had 2 Swarm Hosts at the end of that game. Here they are. Behold the 2 Swarm Hosts at the end of the game. Huh. 10 Hellbats, 13 Thors, 2 Planetaries at a command center, 12 Cyclones, and a Partridge in a Pear Tree. So good job, VaLmaLisK gets the win here in the MidRank Madness. He's actually been a frequent contributor for many years, has VaLmaLisK. And, I don't know. It's been fun watching him improve. When he first started sending me his replays, he was in Into the Void, a Brave New World back then. And he's just consistently gotten better over time. And that's just encouraging to see. I like seeing players who keep playing year after year after year and get better all the time. And maybe we'll see them on stage at something like Katowice or DreamHack sometime down the road. It'd be a lot of fun. All right, good stuff. So that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a MidRank Madness. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
The path of ascension is before us. Our honor guides us.